champagne. How nice. I've been saving this for a special occasion, Jack said, popping a cork with a satisfying flop. He poured 2 glasses, handing one to Vicky. And, I've been saving this for a special occasion. He pulled out a small, elegantly wrapped box. Vicky gasped as she opened it. Inside lay a delicate silver locket, intricately engraved. Oh, that's beautiful. And it's a present from my mother, Jack added, a proud smile on his face. He had called his mother, told her he was embarking on a grand adventure, a camping trip with Vicky. She had, of course, given her blessing and sent a gift. Vicky chuckled softly. I think I'm going to like your mother better than your father. Jack's smile faltered slightly. Oh, no. Don't worry about my father. He won't be bothering us anymore. He tried to sound convincing, but a tiny seed of doubt lingered. Mr. Bradford was not a man to be easily deterred. Oh, no. He's got his life, and now we have ours. He raised his glass. Vicky, to us. May we always be as close as we are now. Vicky clinked her glass against his, her eyes sparkling. Oh, I think we'll be a lot closer than this. They both laughed. A nervous, excited sound. The champagne fizzed, 1,000 unspoken promises hanging in the air. Oh, Vicky said, taking a sip. Listen, Jack, have you talked to your folks yet? Oh, I spoke to my mother, Jack replied, taking a large gulp of champagne. And she said, have a wonderful time, he said, a little too quickly. Really? Yeah, I told her I was going on a camping trip. He knew he couldn't keep the truth from them forever, but tonight, he just wanted to bask in the glow of their new beginning. Don't worry, I promise you that I'll tell my folks about us. When? Vicky pressed, her gaze steady. Soon, Jack hedged. Good, Vicky said, a hint of steel in her voice. She understood his hesitation, but she also knew the importance of honesty and acceptance. Excuse me, Jack said, feeling a sudden wave of exhaustion. The day had been long, emotionally draining and physically taxing. Are you tired? Vicky asked, her voice soft with concern. Oh, am I ever? Jack confessed, slumping onto the bed. I had to get up at 5 this morning to help the girls pack, you know, and then I went right from there to the market to do my shopping. Right from there to the restaurant. I'm excited. He yawned widely. Oh, poor Jack, Vicky said, gently stroking his hair. Yeah, maybe we ought to go to bed. So early? Vicky asked, a playful smile on her face. It's after midnight, Jack pointed out, gesturing to an imaginary clock. It is. Vicky looked genuinely surprised. Yeah, let's get to bed. Jack nodded, then suddenly sprang up. Excuse me. Just 1 second. He dashed into the bathroom. Where are you going? Vicky called out, amused. I have to undress my teeth, Jack mumbled, then corrected himself. Brush my teeth. A few minutes passed. Vicky lay on the bed, a soft smile on her face, listening to the sounds of Jack brushing his teeth. It was a mundane, domestic sound, but tonight, it felt like the most romantic music she had ever heard. Jack, she called out. Are you still brushing your teeth? Nope, all finished, he replied, emerging from the bathroom. He was fully dressed, in a clean shirt and slacks, his hair neatly combed. Vicky sat up, a puzzled expression on her face. Good. Are you going out? You're all dressed up. Oh, well, no, Jack stammered, adjusting his collar. It's just, I like to look my best at old times. He tried to sound casual, but his eyes darted around the room, avoiding her gaze. Can I get you some more champagne? No, thank you. Coffee, tea, cocoa? No. You sure there's nothing I can get you? No. Okay, then I guess it's time to hit the sack, Jack said, his voice a little too loud, a little too forced. He walked towards the bed, then stopped, patting his pockets. Jack, Vicky prompted, her amusement growing. Hang on 1 second. Don't need these. Do I? He fumbled with his belt, then his shoes, taking an eternity to undress. Jack. Just a second, Vicky, because Jack mumbled, struggling with his shirt buttons. Sometimes it's all hard to get comfortable. He finally managed to get his shirt off, then his pants, revealing a pair of rather unromantic striped pajamas. He climbed into bed, pulling the covers up to his chin. These poor people. How are you doing? He adjusted the pillows, fluffed the blanket, and turned from side to side. Vicky watched him, a soft smile on her face. He was nervous, adorably, transparently nervous. Jack hummed, trying to get comfortable, a little slippery. Vicky reached out and gently touched his arm. Jack, can I tell you something? Jack turned his eyes wide and anxious. Sure. Promise you won't laugh. No. Vicky took a deep breath, her voice barely a whisper. I am so nervous. Jack blinked, surprised. You are. Oh, yes, she confessed, a small, shaky laugh escaping her lips. I can't stop shaking. Jack's eyes softened. I thought it was me. I can't help it, Vicky continued, her voice filled with a tender vulnerability. This is a very special night. Special, Vicky, Jack whispered, reaching for her hand, intertwining their fingers. This is the most special night of my life. Ooh, Jack, Vicky breathed, her eyes shining with love. Hey, come on now, Jack said, his voice filled with a newfound confidence, all his earlier nervousness forgotten. He was no longer alone in his apprehension. There's nothing for you to be nervous about. You're with me. Oh, Jack, you're so reassuring. Yeah, well, he squeezed her hand. You just relax. Just as their eyes met, and the space between them seemed to shrink, a loud, insistent knocking rattled the front door. Jack and Vicky froze, exchanging a bewildered glance. Who could it be at this hour? The knocking grew louder, more demanding. Then, the door swung open, and Mr. Bradford stood framed in the doorway, a key dangling from his hand, almost predatory gleam in his eyes. Get out, Mr. Bradford, Jack exclaimed, his voice filled with disbelief and frustration. Mr. Bradford ignored him, his gaze sweeping over the intimate scene, settling on Jack and Vicky in the bed. I didn't realize that you'd moved in already, he smiled, a chilling, humorless smile. How did you get in here? My key, Mr. Bradford replied, holding it up for emphasis. Your key? Jack spluttered, utterly stunned. Yes, Mr. Bradford confirmed, his voice laced with a cold satisfaction. About an hour ago, when I bought this building from him. Jack and Vicky stared at him, their mouths agape. The champagne in their glasses seemed to lose its sparkle. The warmth of their shared moment evaporated, replaced by a sudden, icy dread. What? Jack whispered, the word barely audible. This building? Vicky asked, her voice trembling. Yes, Mr. Bradford said, his smile widening, a cruel, victorious arch of his lips, including the restaurant. Say hello to your new landlord. The words hung in the air, a declaration of war. Their new beginning, their unconventional dream, had just collided head-on with the formidable, inescapable reality of Mr. Harry Bradford. The laughter, the promises, the tender nervousness of their first night together, all seemed to shatter under the weight of his unexpected, devastating revelation. The story of Jack and Vicky, of love against all odds, had just taken its most dramatic, and perhaps most challenging, turn. The silence that followed Mr. Bradford's pronouncement was deafening, a thick, suffocating blanket that smothered the last vestiges of their romantic evening. Jack and Vicky stared at him, their faces a tableau of disbelief and horror. The champagne, once a symbol of celebration, now tasted like ash in their mouths. You bought the building, Jack finally managed, his voice a strangled whisper. He swung his legs out of bed, pulling on his pajamas with a frantic urgency, as if the flimsy fabric could somehow shield him from the encroaching reality. Mr. Bradford merely nodded, his eyes gleaming with a chilling satisfaction. A shrewd investment. I believe the restaurant has potential, and the apartments above are quaint. His gaze lingered on Vicky, a possessive glint in his eyes that made Jack's blood run cold. And now, Victoria, you'll be living under my roof, whether you like it or not. Vicky, recovering from her initial shock, sat up, pulling the sheets tighter around her. Dad, how could you? This is an invasion of privacy. This is manipulative. Manipulative. Mr. Bradford chuckled, a dry, humorless sound. I call it parental oversight. I simply ensured that my daughter would be safe, and in an environment I approve of. And since you insisted on this arrangement, I decided to make sure it was on my terms. Jack stood, facing Mr. Bradford, a surge of protective fury overriding his initial fear. Your term. You can't just buy a building and expect to control everyone in it. This is my restaurant. My livelihood. It was your restaurant, Mr. Tripper, Mr. Bradford corrected smoothly. Now,